Welcome to Kelly FC TV. Today we're back at Hampden to speak to another 97 legend, Gus McPherson. Gus was one of 3 players to play every minute of that cup run. So Gus, when you were growing up as a boy, was it the league you wanted to win or was it the Scottish Cup? What was your dream?
I think when you play football, when you're watching football, you would always look at the league and who finished at the top of that come the end of the season. But when there wasn't as much live football or football in general on the television, the Scottish Cup was always special because it was the last game of the season. It was always the focus, and it's normally the last weekend in May and about that time, and they were special times. So when those opportunities came around to play in the Scottish Cup, they were that little bit special. You say that to even players nowadays, the younger players, that you should really appreciate them when they come around.
The memories of the cup run up to the final in '97. Do you remember any game particularly stand out and before the final?
Yeah, the 2 games against Dundee United for probably being the 2 worst games of football I've been involved in. They were really nervous occasions, very little football played in them at Easter Road. But it's still, those are the ones that you remember. Probably all the wrong reasons, but it just getting to that Scottish Cup final that season with the group of players that we had in '97 just made it a little bit special.
And the lead up to the game against Dundee United, which was, as you say, a war of attrition, were you the team confident of beating Dundee United?
Yeah, I think we were confident in our own group. The talent that was there, team in our division, there's not a lot between the teams. I think if you reverse that question and asked Dundee United, they would have expected to beat Kilmarnock. So that expectation probably added that little bit more pressure onto them, but we had a belief, a determination within the group, that we were capable of winning the game. Albeit it was a very late stage, that John McIntyre got the winner, but we always fancied our chances, yeah.
So you won on the Tuesday night against Dundee United. Did you have your Falkirk scarf on the following night when Falkirk had their replay against Celtic?
I think that was the result that you would probably have hoped for, but certainly didn't expect it, because of the quality that Celtic had, but Falkirk had shown that season as well under Alec Totten, since he'd returned to Falkirk after leaving Kilmarnock, that, and he knew what he was about. He had some talented players within his squad, and they were able to get a momentous result in the semi-final against Celtic, and that in itself, with them getting that result, showed everybody, connected with Kilmarnock, just the players or the staff, the supporters, that they had to be treated with the utmost respect.
Before the cup final, we had a massive league game. It must have been a major relief to secure the Premier League survival against Aberdeen the Saturday before the cup final.
Yeah, I think a lot of people maybe felt the cup run that season had maybe become a little bit of a distraction. It had affected the performances and results in the league. But when it came down to the crunch, we got the result that mattered. And I think again that showed the determination within the group. When you had to get a result, when you were challenged, not just physically but mentally, you were able to step up and get that result.
The run up to the final the week before it, did Bobby do anything different with training that week or anything with the squad that you wouldn't normally have done for just a run of the mill game?
No, not really. I think we tried to keep the preparation, as low key as you possibly could, and I think there was again a good balance within the group, and experienced and youthful players there as well. But I think the key word, that probably between the players and the staff, everybody there was trust. I think they trusted the group, to go out there prepared in terms of whatever they felt was required for their own after a long, really tough season, you know, mentally and physically. But as I say, they trusted us and we just went out, you know, and prepared properly.
Did the team feel more pressure? Because obviously you were now the favourites, because Falkirk were in the first division at that time. Did you feel extra pressure?
No, not really. No, I think because, you know, the experience, you know, and the quality that Falkirk had as well, and obviously because of the result in the semi-final, you know, we knew that we had to show them the utmost respect. But again, we knew with the quality that we had, you know, not just quality but experience and good players that were there within that team, that we had a really, really good chance, you know, to win the game. But we had to play, you know, and make it difficult for Falkirk.
So the morning of the game, how did you feel? Confident, nervous, or combination of both? Do you remember anything about it?
Probably everything. We were down in Irvine, staying at the hotel. You know, you were probably nerves there as well, but you know, there's a confidence there. You know, again, the confidence comes from within the group. You know, and knowing, you know, that you've got the key result in the league. You know, you're now going into a one-off game. Yeah, you can look at the favourite tag and think that could affect your performance, but I think there was a belief within the group, you know, that with the quality that we had and the results that we got in the build up to it, that we were capable of winning the game. So it was a quiet confidence, you know, that if we played at our best, you know, we could win the game.
Seeing Alec Totten in the opposition dugout that day, was that quite strange, having started the season with Tots as the manager?
It was probably stranger, you know, when you watch back the game, you know, and you see the highlights. I think in the build up to the game there was a lot made of it, but when you're focused on something, when you're being professional, you just blank all that side of it out, and you just first and foremost concentrate on your own performance, and then hopefully, you know, you can add something to the team. So really, you know, it's just being brutal and being honest and getting on with the job and make sure that you're completely focused on that side of it.
What was your biggest memory of the actual game that day? And did the game fly past, or can you still remember it vividly? I mean, players say that it's passing it.
It goes very quickly. There's certainly key moments that you remember in the game. One, the goal, the Paul Wright, the offside goal, the chance that Jim McIntyre had as well. Little key moments that, you know, changed the game. But I think what I remember is one, the goal, and then the final whistle, you know, and then the relief, because Falkirk, to be fair to them, in the final quarter of the game had put us under real pressure, as you would expect. You know, we had to defend deep, but you know, it was just that final whistle, you know, all that relief was out.
When the linesman put his flag up for the Falkirk offside goal, did you maybe begin to think this could be our day?
Well, I think as soon as the lad Oliver has the header, you look, you know, and to see if there is going to be an offside. But to be fair, the linesman's flag went up right away. It was up, and there was no delay as such. And I think Falkirk fans maybe question the decision still to this day. But
I know the manager does.
But no, it's one of them. You think then, well, it maybe makes you focus even greater again. Like, that's an opportunity that Falkirk have had. We just tighten up again, you know. And just from a personal point of view, it just makes you even more determined to make sure you can try and see it out to the final whistle.
So the final whistle went. What was your overriding feeling?
Just joy, just elation, you know, relief. You know, I think there was a lot made in the build up, you know, as the favourites and everyone went on behind the scenes, and it was just a relief that you've actually, you know, created some. You've been a winner. We keep saying to younger players now that, you know, in development stage and younger professionals, winners and losers, you know, and when you get to that cup final stage, you certainly want to be remembered as a winner, and that group of players will be that.
We're sitting here overlooking the National Stadium at Hampden. Do you ever wish the final had been just over there and not Ibrox? Or have you never even thought about it?
From a selfish point of view, yes. I wish, because it's from a it's historic that it was at Ibrox, due to the renovation, at Hampden. But just from a personal point of view, just because you've built up, and growing up, seeing cup finals played at Hampden and seeing, celebrations and the lead up to all that and the build up to that day, yes, from a selfish point, I would rather have been at Hampden.
So the trip back to Kelly, was the party in full flow? And had you any idea that what kind of reception was going to be waiting for you in the town?
It was amazing. That's the one thing you'll always remember. Those scenes they'll never leave you. And coming, picking up the open top bus at the Fenwick Hotel, and then just gradually going through the town, gently building up, and the flags coming out of the houses, and then the scenes when you turn the corner down at the bottom to go up John Finney Street. It's quite remarkable. Never, I don't think anybody that was on the bus that day, could have imagined that that's what it was going to be like. Now, whether that be players, coaches, directors, family members, that was just a sight to behold that will never. Anybody that was anybody that was there that day, especially connected with the club, will never forget those scenes.
When you look back, what was your favourite memory of the whole day? Was it the turning into John Finney Street?
That's the most memorable moment of it, because if anybody ever asks you of that day, we said about the game, it went in a flash, more relief than then when the final whistle goes, but just the scenes there on John Finney Street, I don't think anybody would have believed that, and they're the kind of special moments when you're at a provincial club, that it doesn't come around too often, certainly not often enough that those are the kind of things that you'll remember.
And finally, I'm led to believe the team's never had a reunion since, is that correct?
That is correct. It's probably typical, of a football dressing room. It's even that group at that given time was, experienced youth. Everybody just goes their own ways. You have a camaraderie, and a determination within a group that it just seems to be in the football environment that is there in a dressing room. But you maybe keep in touch with two or three others, and the rest go their own ways. But it'll be special, when it comes together again.
Well, hopefully it'll be the 20th of May this year, and we look forward to seeing you there.
I think we're all looking forward to it.
Gus, it's been a pleasure as always. Thank you.
Cheers, Ian.